Welcome to another episode of The Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
Brendan.
Tim.
Good to see you made it back just in time, Brendan, from your little toilet break before we went and got started on things. So he just made it back just in time. We're here to talk tonight about the latest from Shihad, Trivium, and The Hard-Ons. So a bit of a diverse little showcase happening tonight. Make sure you get in the comments. Let us know how you're going. Say hi, all the usual things. Give this a share, a like, any of that sort of stuff helps us get the word out there. And while you're doing that sort of stuff, check out our details and all that sort of stuff in the comments or in the posts. Check out and follow whichever of your social media platforms you choose. And check out our fantastic sponsors too in Squidding, Scribbling, Alt, Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Their details, just like ours, are in the post or description. But yeah, there's a bit to get through tonight. We'll get to all that in just a moment. But before we get stuck into things, let's do the round. So, Brendan, it's been a little bit between drinks for you. So, how are you going?
You always say that. It doesn't feel like a little bit between me. But, yeah.
You don't do as many as we do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, look, things are okay. As we were talking about briefly, it's we're on the last stretch of a very long run, and that's always the hardest bit. So yes, I'm slowly going insane, but I'm clinging on to the hope that we're very close to normality. You can almost smell the urinal cakes at the pub, even as we speak. So let's just hang on for another couple of weeks. We're nearly there.
That's a interesting link of the smell of freedom there, Brendan. But it's a good one. I'll take it.
That's all I got.
What about you, Tim? You're still in isolation. How's it all going for you?
You know what? Freedom tastes like Carlton Draft on tap.
It does.
That's what it tastes like. And no matter how many beer options are available, that's usually like your go-to. It never fails. Yeah. And I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. No, yep. I'm good. You know, just doing what I'm doing. Yeah. This would suck if everything was still open, but because everything's closed, it's just I don't have to go to work, so it's not that bad.
Okay. And you're still getting paid anyway, aren't
you? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, you're not symptomatic. It's all going well for you, so hopefully in a few days you'll be out and free again.
Yeah,
to join the rest of the lockdown.
Thursday is my last day, so I get my another test on Wednesday. So
beautiful.
That should be okay.
I assume.
What was that?
No symptoms yet, I assume.
No symptoms yet. See, but that's the thing though, is that like you wake up one day, right, and your throat will be a little bit scratchy because you need a drink of water or something, and your brain just goes, "Oh fuck, here we go, here we go."
I wake up in the morning.
It's like, I've got a little bit of a headache, and it's fuck, it's because I've been playing video games for 12 hours. It's nothing.
Well, I've had a few drinks. I've been snoring. You wake up with a sore throat. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. The hungover feeling in the morning, even the slightly hungover feeling in the morning, takes on a new meaning all of a sudden, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. As long as the fog lifts by lunchtime, you're all good.
What was that, Brendan?
I said, as long as the fog lifts by lunchtime, you're all good.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm all good as always. Can't complain too much. Everything's under control. Today's a bit of a harder day. I think we were talking about it before we went live, that it's just one of those, because you can see the finish line, you're sort of like, oh, fuck, that last hurdle is just that little bit of a stretch. But it's a couple of weeks. Today was a bit of a tougher day. There's not a few things on the home front. Nothing bad, nothing serious, just on the emotional weight of it all. Just sort of tends to drag some days down a bit lower than other ones. But otherwise, like seriously, at the end of the day, not a lot to complain. But everyone's happy, healthy, and well. Kids are safe. Wife and I are safe. Everyone I know is safe. So that's the most important thing at the end of the day. So far, so good. Couple of weeks to go. Then we can all get back out amongst it and taste the freedom of Carlton Draft and smell the freedom of urinal cakes, as we've touched on tonight. But yeah, everything's good. People in the comments, good to see some regulars here. So Sally's gone, hello, people. Good to see you. Same with Nudes. Good to see you here again, Nudes. Thank you. Dean, hey lads, hope everyone is well. We are all doing as well as we can, as you've just seen. Hope you are as well. And Sumaleth gives the horns, as always, over on YouTube. Benjamin says, brutal hails from New Zealand, everyone, but he also says, sending love, you guys, and right back at you as well. I know it's all a bit different now than it was before, or even over there for you guys. So hopefully it all settles down nice and quick as well. Yeah, we got a few things to get through. Let's get into the first one here tonight with the hard rock happenings. Now, everything we're going to talk about tonight, there'll be a link for it in the description or the post. I'm going to share some links in the comments as we go along. So make sure you check out everything that you want to as we move through it. So first up, we're going to put a little link in there for this little band called the Merkins, who've decided to do something of a a alter ego called Mostly Cruel with a little track called Kills, Kills, Kills. Now, who wants to go first with their thoughts on this little interesting tidbit? Brendan, did you check this one out?
Yeah, I saw it on a completely disjointed thing. Someone else shared it. And I just said, what the fuck is this?
Kayla?
Kayla?
Yeah, it was from Kayla.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So, yeah, she shared it. I had no idea what I was getting into, and yeah, that's cool. We need more of that stuff in life at the moment right now.
Yeah.
It was and bloody well done, might I add.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Coming up to Halloween, I suppose. I reckon we'll get a few runs. So that's cool.
Very smart.
Who are they?
I don't know. It does have credits at the end, but beyond that, I don't fucking know. I haven't had much time to go and dig through it, but it is a lot of fun.
As you know, I love a novelty act. You know, they're underrated. I think when they're talented, and these guys are obviously talented. So
yeah,
cool. That was fun. I need sometimes you just need your spirits lifted a bit, and it worked for me. It gave me a giggle, so it was cool.
Yeah, cool. What about you, Tim? How'd you go with this one?
This came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and this is one of those the best plans seem obvious after the fact. You know, like this was really well done. It's a great idea to begin with as well. So yeah, good luck to him. This is a bit of fun, and but it needs to be taken any more than that.
Yep.
You know, just some creepy horror characters playing, you know, a Motley Crue parody, which is fantastic.
Yeah. So basically, to capitalize or summarize this thing, I should say, it's a glam band or something like that. Anyway, putting on a bunch of Halloween or slasher film costumes and doing a version of Motley Crue's Girls, Girls, Girls with the tagline being Kills, 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 and all the lyrics changed to suit. I think it's fucking well done. Jodie and I are both massive Motley Crue fans, so I showed her straight away and put a smile on both of our faces in a minute flat. It's very short, it's very easy to take in, and yeah, aside from the obvious gimmick of the whole thing, you know, the bass player being Freddy Krueger and one of the other guys being Mike Myers and so on and so forth, the actual execution, hard to fault.
Have you guys checked out their YouTube page?
No, I haven't. Why? What have we
clicked
missed?
on the channel? Well, they've also got a different band called the Slash Street Boys.
All right. Okay.
And the first track here is "I'll Kill You That Way."
Okay. I can see myself going to a rabbit hole once we're done here.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh wow! Okay, we're all going to be diving off to that one very, very soon. So that'll be
Jason Voorhees, Thursday the 12th.
Okay. Oh wow! Okay, they put some thought into this, which is great.
Oh, they're doing Danzig parody.
Oh wow!
I mean,
okay, all right, that's it. All right, this is going to keep us going for a while. I think we'll have to do a different take on all this sort of stuff coming up in the future. So yeah, it's very cool. Obviously, we all enjoy it, so go and check it out. Give us your thoughts.
This is the last one. This is the last one. LL Cool Jason. Mama said, "Chop you now."
Oh wow, this is well done. Very well done. Oh. Jeez. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to quickly jump in here, though. Conrad, I'm seeing you here. I did get your email today. I will get back to you probably tomorrow. So just give me a minute there with that one. I got the email through the submission form. There is a weird thing going on. They've got to change it over. It's glitched out. But did get the email, so I will get back to you tomorrow with everything you've raised there for me. What do we got here? So Sally commented before saying she's had too many Sour Patch lollies. So enjoy that moment.
It can be a problem.
It can be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. To which Beck has replied, good to see you, Beck, by the way. Brave woman, I can't do the sours. And then Beck, Sally also replied to Beck saying, I like the one that makes your face go inwards. So to which Beck has replied, this is good. I love watching the 4-year-olds I work with try lemon. So there we go. Remember the old Warheads lollies? They were good.
Yeah, I used to love those.
Yeah, they were all right, those ones. Benjamin also said, yeah, Delta has broken out in Auckland. Bugger it, Stone the Flaming Crow. So there we go. And Conrad said groovy. So, yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can, mate. So just hold tight for that one. All right, on to the next one with the little hard rock happening segment here we got going. And we're going to talk about something that's a bit older. It's not really new, but it's something that's brought to the attention of us here via YouTube, actually. So check out the links or the comments now for Paragon is the band, the track or the video is Impaler. Something sent to us by YouTube follower Metallion64. And this is a 2005 release from German band Paragon from their Revenge album. So a bit of metal here. We figured we give this one a bit of a shout out because Metallion was very keen to get our thoughts on this one. We're going to play it on the TV show very soon as well. But did you check this one out, Brendan, or this one pass you by?
No, missed the memo on this one. I do apologize, but I will check it out.
All right, cool. So, Tim, what about you?
I thought it was good. I mean, it's metal in 2005 is an interesting thing because you've got kind of that crossover section of when you're coming out of the nu metal era and you're sort of moving into the where everything centers off, where you're starting to get more throwback sounds and everything. And this is very much kind of that mix of European metal, for lack of a better term, and kind of a throwback thrash sound a little bit in there as well, which makes it a cool listen. For a video clip from 2005, it is a stunning YouTube quality.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If you go back and watch some old YouTube videos from the era, some of them are fucking disgusting. And we used to watch them over and over again. Love by Strapping Young Lad is probably the greatest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is a great sound. I'd be interested to hear an album from these guys, for sure.
Yeah. Well, they've got a body of work there, so it's one of those ones that'd be interesting to go and check out. Like you said, definitely just old school metal feel and vibe. It does have that quirky sort of post-2000s thing where you can feel that metal in the world is trying to right the fucking ship. You just feel that the old guard are going, hang on, we got to take some of this back a bit. But they did a very good job. It's nothing terribly... It doesn't need to be original at this point. It just needed to be solid at that stage too, and it is that and more. It's actually very cool. I like the melody in the chorus. It's got a really nice sort of chug and riff going to it as well, which is really well done. If you like your metal at all, your European metal in particular, but just melodic, heavy metal, traditional metal, give it a look. It's really worth your time. And if you haven't heard the band, there's a few albums there to go and check out. So that gets your attention. You've got plenty to go through, which is cool. Glad you and I both liked it. There we go, which is good because it's getting a run on the TV show on this coming Saturday night in Melbourne, which means Thursday week in Adelaide. So there we go. Trouble's arrived. Nikki's in the comments going, hello, cheeky. So hello back to you, Nikki. Hope you're doing well over there.
Hey, Nikki.
Yes. And from Beck, she's gone, have you talked about the King of Rock and Roll yet? Did I miss it? Well, Beck, yes, you did. We gave you a shout out as well, but we'll do it again. The Electric Mary track, King of Rock and Roll, quick roundtable of the thoughts. Brendan, have you checked that one out? I'm assuming you have.
We did. That was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's ace. But Electric Mary can do very little wrong in my eyes. I haven't heard him do much wrong yet. No, Rusty's a beast. The whole band's amazing. That's when I accidentally used that Spit Venom comment, and
that's right. That's
yes.
I remember that.
Yes, no, cool. Jesus, they're awesome. Love them.
Yep. But you, Tim, have you checked that one out?
Oh yeah, it's a great track. I mean,
yep,
song's fantastically well written, builds really well, performances are great. Which is part of the course for Electric Mary.
Yep. I mean, if you know the band, you know what you're getting. What I liked about it most of all was how it smoothly really follows on from the Mother album too. So it just continues that evolution of the band, and I really enjoy what they did with it. It's performances are great, songwriting's great. They don't release anything that's half-assed. They would shoot themselves in the foot before they, and I mean literally before they release anything that was half-baked. So everything is great with those guys, and more power to them. I hope they keep going for many, many years to come, because that's a fucking banger of a track. So there you go, Beck. We've done it again for you now. So that's 2 for you. So there we go. And Nikki agrees. Rusty is a motherfucking beast. So that's from there. And she's going, hey, you're trouble. Yes, we are. And then, on this note, Conrad jumped in to say, one of my favorite metal bands of recent that I strongly advise checking out is the Ugly Kings. Well, yes, we have checked them out. We know them very well. We love them heaps. And we're playing their latest clip on Saturday night as well, aren't we, Tim?
Yes, we are. Absolutely. On the TV show, Channel 31.
Yep. Ugly Kings are a fucking ripping band, and I'm so glad they've signed with it's Napalm Records, I think it is they've signed with, not Nuclear. I get Napalm and Nuclear Blast confused all the time. I'm pretty sure it's Napalm they've signed with. So credit to them, well done. And I think the Christos's other band, I forget the fucking name right now, but they've got music coming as well. Devil Electric, that's it. They've got music coming soon as well. So there we go.
Cool.
Oh, it was Napalm, was it, Coroner? Okay, cool. Yep, awesome. Good to have the confirmation there. Nikki goes, agree wholeheartedly, which is nice. All right, one final bit of hard rock happenings music-wise before we get into a chat about a couple of other odds and ends this week, and that is a little track sent to us by our very good friend of the show, Tim Caterson. He's found a band called Thy Row, which he's been absolutely raving about, and he's begging us to check it out as soon as we can, which we will try and get to that one ASAP. But for now, there's a little track in the comments or in the description called Fragments of Memory from Thy Row. So go and check that out. What do you think? Did you miss this one too, Brendan? Yep. So I didn't even check it out when Tim was sharing it on Facebook? Nope. Thanks for your contribution.
Work for a living, Andrew, for God's sake. Not like Tim just sitting in his little fucking box, listening to music, playing video games all fucking day.
Okay.
Hey, man, you just gotta, if you want, I'll come, stand in your general area. You can have 2 weeks off too.
Yeah, well, probably, now I'm self-employed. I don't think that works real well. But anyway, all the time I would have thrived in that shit.
Yes. All right. Well, let's go to Tim. I'm assuming you've checked this one out.
I didn't check this one out. It's an interesting track because it's got that kind of again, it's kind of rooted in that kind of melodic rock style, but it's also kind of starting to push away from that as well, which is interesting because, I mean, like those kind of, again, Swedish rock bands have been producing a similar sound now for almost a decade, and I'm wondering how much longer that's going to last. So I'm curious to see, hear a band like that kind of start to push away from it and start to get a bit chuggier. Yeah. But yeah, it definitely makes me interested to hear a full length from these guys for sure. Yeah.
Yep. It's a good little taste, and I like the story told visually and in the songwriting as well. It's to do with Alzheimer's and things like that. So it's really well executed on both the visual and the audio front. But the execution of it, the riff, like you were saying, that chugging along effect, we're getting a bit more of that now coming through. Eclipse did with a couple of their albums. They got a bit heavier overall. So it seems to be a bit of a trend for a few of the bands in that mold. And this song and what I've checked out of the album does that really nicely too. So I do want to check it out more in depth as opposed to a quick little skim listen that I've given to it so far. But this track is a good one. And yeah, the melodic vocal is great. The chorus has got a good little hook in it too. So the whole thing, it's catchy, but got a good solid chugging riff to go with it too. So it's not, the broken-hearted stuff. It's just got a bit of bite to it, which is really nice. It's very cool. Very, very happy to have heard that one there. And thank you to Tim for sending it through to us. Looking forward to checking out more as soon as we can. Beck's gone. My bad for missing it. Pissed that they mentioned the poison, but the spider is better. Rusty is an icon in my eyes. Been stalking his music for about 30 years now. You better thank me for getting a second round. So there we go. I know that Beck's a huge fan of the Marys, so well done there. Tim's here. Good to see you here, buddy. He's gone, thanks for playing the clip. The album's outstanding. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for sending it through to us like I was saying before. Nikki, what's Brendan's hoodie? Just for the fashion thing? Crybaby. Ah, there we go. Do you want me to close up on you? Just do a close up on you for a second so I can.
I don't think that's necessary. Oh, for fuck's sake!
I'm gonna clip that. I'm using that. All right. There we go.
There's a crybaby right there.
Ah, there we go. It all makes sense in the end.
It's the Kirk Hammett model. Shock horror. No, it actually is though. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Hang on. Is it good though? Is it good?
It is good. It's well, it'll want to be. If you're going to buy a Kirk Hammett wire pedal and it's shit, that wouldn't be right, would it?
No, not really. So which one do you prefer? The Crybaby or the Pussy Melter?
Ooh. Well, they both serve a completely different purpose.
I know, but
yeah, probably the Crybaby, to be honest.
Oh wow, okay.
But that's only because I like the distortion sound from the EVH amp. So
okay.
Yeah. Let's not go down that road.
We'll be here all night talking about your gear. I had to get you to contribute something after you missed a couple of songs, though. So there we go.
My bad.
Benjamin's gone. Why does everything sound more Australian when you start every other sentence with the word "fuck"? I don't know. It just seems to fit perfectly. That's just us. I think it's. Agree. Yep. That's just how it works. Where else are we fucking? No, I got to go back a bit. Okay. Tim says here that the album is very diverse, has a few gear changes, and the last 3 songs in the album are a trilogy. Okay, cool. Good to note that one as well when it comes back to Thy Row. What else we got here? So, bloody hell. The people are laughing along, which is cool. Oh, so cute, Brendan. So there we go. That was in response to you there before. And sorry if I'm missing anyone. I'm trying to keep up with everything as much as I can, but it's a bit interesting. Sally's gone, just checked out Thy Raw. Tim too is right. It was excellent. Thumping drums, great vocal, very cool. Nice. So Conrad got confused because he's gone, does it sound like a cat being swung around by its tail? But this is in reference to the comments before, so he's making sure the wah pedal. That's what it's about. So does the wah pedal sound like a cat being swung by its tail? Brendan.
Well, most of them do, let's be honest. Depends on how you use them. I don't use them very well. So.
No, well, we do have some footage of you being a bit of a lead worker out there, so we'll see what happens.
That's a secret, and you know it.
I'm going to work on you some more on that one. You know that, right?
I don't do solos in public.
Well, hello. Depends how drunk you get. So this is true for all of us, I think. In the comments in the description, let's move on to one that's a bit different. We've done the music part of this one. Now let's get into the something that comes from the stage show side of things. And this is a recent show with Nita Strauss playing for Alice Cooper. And the cane breaking in the opening track, and which point the end of it, I think, bounced off like the fallback or something and hit Nita Strauss in the head while she was playing the song. So it's like the opening of Brendan, you can hit the link and check it out while Tim and I maybe talk about this one very quickly. But I think Dave shared this one in the chat too. So Dave, obviously being a big Alice Cooper fan, but this one came through very quickly to all involved. Tim, what did you make of this one? It's one of those random things just happens, isn't it?
I think it's pretty bad, to be honest with you. Like, you know, it's just rock and roll, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like, what's you run the risk of flying canes sometimes, and unfortunately, you know, she got hit in the head. But I mean, she's a professional. She knows what she's doing. She's hope she's all right. But being hit in the head sucks. But the show must go on.
We're getting a live reaction. You enjoy that one, Brendan?
That's awesome. Oh, great. You couldn't script that, could you?
No, you couldn't. It's pretty fucking good. I mean, that said, it gave her a fair whack. It hit her pretty hard. You can see the impact of it, and she only missed like the one strum, which is pretty fucking impressive. It's fucking wow. You know, we've had a bit of a run lately with guitarists and shit going wrong on stage. This is a lot more lighthearted, and the damage was a lot less severe than what happened to Richie Faulkner. So, yeah, we'll take that one for a win. She put the Instagram post up with just a selfie with Alice and promise of, you know, stitches and getting paid, but nothing about getting hit in the head with, you know, remnants of a cane and stuff. So the post is cool. It was all very well done. Came out all right. It's just awesome. There's footage about this sort of stuff. And this is for the people that are grumpy about, you know, people holding up phones at gigs and that. We wouldn't see things like this if it wasn't for that. So there's a bit of each way about it. But yeah, all right. Anyway, it's a bit of fun. It's an interesting one, and yeah, a heap of fun to check out things like that. So in the comments here,
you've seen people swing a bass around their head and hit someone full on with the buddy bass. Yeah. We had a lot more than the end of a cane.
Yes. I saw this will be a good segue. I saw a local band once where the singer had incredibly long hair, and the headstock from the guitar got caught in it. Yeah, and I mean, tangled proper in the middle of a set. It was fucking insane when they managed to get his hair out eventually, but for the rest of the set, you can just see fucking chunks of hair hanging off the headstock. So those things do happen. That would hurt though. Nude says Coop never misses. There is a reason he's in the Knife Throwers Hall of Fame. It's not a bad fucking but the angle of that shot was pretty fucking impressive actually. Nita says, Nikki says Nita got blocked temporarily from Facebook. You know that whole tag your favorite artist and see if they respond. Oh, okay, that thing. She responded to so many. Facebook blocked her. What a goddess, love her. It's pretty good dedication there. So well done all round on that. Conrad says looks like hit it pretty hard. She's a trooper for playing on. Absolutely, but yeah, as we all know, the show has to go on. Benjamin says Nita is a great player, even hotter Sheila. She has permission to touch my guitars anytime. And he's also commented she has better boobs than Alice as well. So you'd hope so.
Alice kind of has a sunken chest, so I think I've got Alice covered on the boobs front.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And in response, Bex also said I can't do phones at gigs either. 2 in the moment when I'm in the live music thing. So yes, that's very true for a lot of us as well. All right. On to a bit of a hot topic for a bit of fun tonight. Or not so much fun, but there's an article kicking around now. If you want to look it up, you can find it, but we don't need to really have the article to talk about it. Bill Ward, formerly of Black Sabbath, wants the band to do one more album. He's sitting there saying he's writing away and he's talking to the guys now. So there's some dialogue back and forth, some bridges amended, so on and so forth. The question basically is, do we really want or need another Black Sabbath album? Do we think that the time has come and gone for that? Because the last one was like 2013, I think it was. Something like that now. So
right about there, yeah.
Yeah. So, Tim, what do you think? Do we want or need one, or is it better just to let things lie, do you think, at this stage?
I think it's better left in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I would, Bill's physically not in great shape these days. Which is why he didn't play on the last album and why he didn't tour. Yeah. And that was almost a decade ago. And Ozzy's in probably even worse shape now. So I don't know. I can't. You know, I can't see it. It would be a real shame for the band.
About you, Brendan?
The answer is fuck no. As good as that last album was, and it was pretty good, it was fucking production heavy. Like, anyone with any fucking idea can hear it. It doesn't mean they were bad songs or anything, and Bill might have some good songs up his sleeve. Who the hell knows? But Jesus Christ, fucking Ozzy couldn't walk then. He can't speak now. So no, it's just going to be a fucking Ozzy emulator. and this is nothing against the band. I love the band, and it's more of an indictment that it's even fucking plausible. It's an indictment on the whole fucking industry that if they churned it out, it would probably fucking sell.
Yeah. It would definitely sell. That's the thing.
Yeah. But so the answer is definitely no from us, but it will probably happen. So
yeah. Look, yeah. I'm of two minds to a degree. Like in the case of, say, a Skid Row where everyone wants the band to get together for one last live tour, I get that. This band doesn't need to. There's nothing left to prove, and I honestly don't think they've got anything left in the tank. They might have some old riffs kicking around, some demos and stuff they could rework, but to be honest, you just feel like it'd be so cobbled together. There's no way these guys are going to get into a room for 10 months and write an album. It's just not going to happen. And I don't think
Phil Collins is singing in a fucking chair. Do we really need to wheel fucking Ozzy out?
No, we don't.
It's embarrassing.
And this is the thing too. I just think we need to, there's a point where all of us are going to retire if we make it that far in life.
I can only hope.
Yeah, and there's a point where it is sort of time to go gracefully into the night. Go and live your life, but you don't need to be out in the front and everything anymore.
You see, like I understand wanting to play. That's the thing.
I get that, but we know.
I understand wanting to play. It's just, and unfortunately, for Black Sabbath, there's not much that they're going to be able to do that's away from the spotlight.
Yeah.
But having said that, like it's just I just can't see it being any good.
You feel like it'll almost become a parody of itself in its own way.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing I'm most afraid of, is that they'd put out this album, and 13 was a great album, really solid output, and I think I said in my review at the time, it's a fitting way to tie it all up. If you do another one now, it'd have to be pretty fucking special, and I just don't think any of them are going to have the energy required. Like, it's all nice and hypothetical and that, but they're all in their 70s. And that's not to say that you can't do good music in your 70s, but this band's been through the fucking ringer. There are a couple of members there, like Bill's not in great health, Tony's battled fucking cancer, Ozzy's Ozzy. So I just don't think we need to flog that dead horse anymore, if that makes sense. I'm quite content with their discography. We don't need to go. And they're all doing, like, Geezer's still doing stuff, which is cool. And he seems to be invested in his solo career again now, which is nice. Ozzy had a solo album.
What's the thing? I mean, if Bill Ward wants to put together a band and do some songs, I'd be all for it.
I just don't think we need Black Sabbath to do it. That's all. I think that feels like feathering a retirement nest as opposed to doing something for artistic joy.
Yeah.
To me.
Having said everything that we've just said, happy to be proven wrong.
Oh, I would love to be proven
agreed.
wrong. If they did it and they proved it all wrong, I love that feeling. Like when Firepower came out and you sit there and go, fucking wow. Accept did it early this year with their album too. They fucking put out a banger in the older age. So fucking go for it. It's not an ageist argument. This is about these guys. It's about these guys. So
we all know it. But happy to be proven.
Yes, would love to be proven wrong, but not hold my breath either at the same time. And they don't need to add any bad albums to their catalog. It's already pretty good catalog overall. Anyway, so going back, Nikki said, I don't even play guitar proper, but I'd let Nita touch mine too. So there we go with the guitar stuff. And then here we go into the Black Sabbath stuff. So Breck's gone, no, wouldn't be right for the right reasons or with a past level of talent, which is true. A lot of things are in decline. I think the only one that's like performance-wise, you could probably bank on Geezer and Tony to be performance-wise on. The rest, I wouldn't go close to banking on it. Benjamin says the number of bands putting together LPs from rest homes is exponentially increasing year on year. That's unfortunately true because we're all getting older, which is a shame, which is a big reason why we talk about so many newer bands coming through, generally speaking. Benjamin also says it'd be like a fucking Grateful Dead reunion, so that's one way of looking at it as well. Sally's gone, Ozzy can't do it. He's too frail. His voice has lost its capacity to carry the melody well enough. It would be a shame to fuck with the Sabbath legacy. All things have a season, and that's a very good way of putting it, actually. I think that's a great way to do it. Benjamin Payne says, I don't know, guys, a little bit of speed and some cough lollies, they'll be cranking again. So that's I don't know if their heart will hold up, but it'd be interesting. And Aaron's joined us. Good to see you, Aaron. I think this is a new commenter. I'm not sure, but yeah, Aaron's gone. Considering David Lee Roth is retiring, he knows his time has come, especially from a health perspective. Seeing what Black Sabbath has been through in their lives and the health conditions they each have, it's just a no. I think it's a pretty uniform answer here. I thought it would go this way, but as one-sided as it is, I didn't think we'd get that tonight. But yeah, if you're watching later on, not live with us now, make sure you give us your thoughts as well, because it is an interesting little tidbit there. But yeah, as Sally said, everything has a season. I think that band has run their course. Anything more to add, or are we going to get onto the reviews now, guys?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. First off, there are a few people that are very, very keen. So nudes, I hope you're still with us tonight. Hard-Ons is our first review for this evening. The reference track, which is in the comments now or in the description, is Hold Tight. So the Hard-Ons, Hold Tight, that's your reference track as we kick on through our first review. So this is the Hard-Ons with I'm Sorry, Sir, That Riff's Been Taken. Great album name, by the way. That is fucking well done. This is 12 tracks for 32 minutes. The 13th studio album from the Australian band, released October 2021 via Cheer Squad Records. 2 singles have so far been released in Light as a Feather, the one that Rage wouldn't play, and Hold Tight. The band are almost 40 years old now, and this is their first with Tim Rogers on vocals, most known for UMI. We've never really covered this band a lot on the show until now, but there's been a lot of hype building up with this one. So, Tim, let's throw to you first. How'd you go?
I had a lot of fun listening to this, and this really felt like a capping off a journey, because, I mean, bringing in Tim Rogers really rejuvenated not only the band, but it also rejuvenated Tim Rogers, I feel, as a name in Australian music. And I was glad to see that everything came together and managed to put out a good album, and it's kind of that, it is kind of that, strum along 80s punk kind of thing mixed, with that almost kind of you feel like it could have had a bit of a new wave feel had it been made 40 years ago, but thankfully it wasn't. But it's also got some aggression in there as well. I think the melodies are great. I think, the songs are really well put together. Doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a fairly quick listen. And there really isn't any weak point on here as well. The lyrics were great as well. And I thought, it's not anything you haven't heard before, but I think it's a very good, strong, solid album. And I hope, they get some success with this. I hope the tour goes well, because I think this is a real rejuvenation for, like I said before, for both the band and Tim Rogers. 8 out of 10, and Shoot Me in the Back was my highlight closer.
Nice. All right. Cool. How about you, Brendan?
I fucking loved it. I liked the Hard-Ons were kind of not a band I listened to a lot, sort of in the late 80s, but they were always there with the guys I was listening to. The guys I was hanging out with at the time was we're all pretty much metalheads, but there was one dude. Oddly enough, his name too was Tim. We'll call him Tim 3. So Tim 3 was a massive Hard-Ons fan, so it always sort of found its way into the playlist, particularly the album Dick Trees. As well it should, God damn it.
Yes.
So it was just one of those cool things. So I hadn't really gone back to it a lot since those sort of teenage years, and this album I really enjoyed. I really didn't know what to expect. I've kind of forgotten a lot of it, or it just had to pass me by. And also Tim Rogers, I'm not a massive fan of it. Not a huge UMI sort of thing, but it's kind of a weird mashup that I reckon works really well. He himself has claimed he's just sort of a fanboy that's got to step in and sing with his favourite bands. Yep. That alone gives it that wonderful little sort of fantasy thing that
genuine fun. It's got genuine fun in it. Yeah, from the heart.
You can hear it. They're loving it, and I loved it too. It's not going to be for everyone. It's more that raw, punky pub rock kind of thing. It's not not musicians. Dream Theater it ain't. But check it out. I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. Pucker Up was the highlight for me, but I also liked Shoot Me in the Back. The one Tim said the album closes. Fucking ripping.
Okay.
But Pucker Up for me just that's awesome. I'll keep going back to it. I just fucking loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll give it 8.5 out of 10. Check it out. It's awesome.
Nice. See, for me, the standout track, the big one, I'll get to the few ones later on, but the main one was Humiliator. Like, that one just leaps out. The aggression in that was really cool. So 3 different, standouts there. But that one, for me, that was the most aggressive track on this one. But the rest of it goes, like, Light as a Feather is really sort of upbeat. It's a fun song. And then other ones in between, there's a bit of bite, a bit of tongue-in-cheek, the whole thing. It's got that, it is rock meets punk with a bit of maturity, but also just the pure fun. Like, I think that the lineup switch to having Tim Rogers in there, actually, I think it's, like Tim said, it's reinvigorated the whole lot. And you can hear it. It's one of those rare albums where you can hear that everything, even though they're a band overall that's nearly 40 years in, everything feels fresh. None of this feels tired by the numbers, any of that sort of stuff. This feels really good. It's vibrant. The mix is pretty good as well on this one. For simplistic songs overall, it gets a bit busy with some of the what's being happening, the different styles and the tonal shifts being taken in on this. And so it's got enough bite, but I love the balance and the tones across the board too. Like, how well balanced this was sonically was a really nice touch. And the vocals sort of pushed and pulled a bit and changed every song. I don't know. Execution wise, you couldn't fault the execution. It's just going to come down to what you think of the songs. And I think they're good. It's not going to be my go-to thing, but that standout track I mentioned before that's a pretty fucking good one. That's really good for me. But I thought also Shoot Me Back is a good closer on this one too. It tied the whole album together nicely in a neat little bow by the time you get to the end of it. But if you like, it starts off and like any track in particular will give you an idea of what you're in for. But the way it works is that every track sort of fits, but also everything's different at the same time. So it's not a boring listen at all. It's a very short listen, and it flies by because of the diversity. Now, nothing's outlandish, but they just do different things with tempo and vibes and stuff to make each song different. And like I said, the fun element is really, really infectious. So this is, going to get you nodding along pretty bloody quickly if you're halfway inclined to check it out. So give it a go. I reckon anyone and everyone will find at least one track on this record that'll really stand out to them. So there'll be something here for everyone for sure. Get an 8 out of 10 as well. Humiliator. The Laws of Gossip. I love the lyrics in that one. That was a really cool little bit of a story in that. And also Shove It Down was my final standout on this one too. But I liked how the whole album is like a blend of the old and the new, of the two worlds coming together on this one. So it was very, very cool. Very well done. Nudes is here. All right, cool. I'll get to the comments in a second. I actually will now. So Nikki said before, going back to the Black Sabbath stuff, Paul Stanley did his side project, Watch This Space, reckon Diamond Dave might have something cooking a little less intense performance-wise. And that was cool. Like Paul Stanley's side project thing, I think we did listen to that earlier this year. It wasn't bad. Not, anything.
Was that like swing big band thing?
Yeah, that's the one that So execution-wise, it was all right. You know what I mean? So it depends on your taste in that. But there's scope for artists to do different things as they get into the twilight, but we'll see what happens in that regard. But Benjamin, in response, has gone, that mic hit to the snores was the beginning of the end. So there we go. But back onto the hard-ons here. Nikki's gone, I saw Tim Rogers perform live in April. I think he is an underrated and great live artist. So there we go. Okay, Meg, good to see you here, Meg. Thanks for joining us. This album is sick, and Blackie is a music and lyrical genius. Tim Rogers' vocals fit. Been a Hard-Ons fan for over 30 years. Well done to Blackie and Ray for keeping it real. Can't wait to see it live. There we go. There's some cool... it's actually good to get feedback from a fan that's been around for a long time, too. I'm glad that the lineup fits for the old guard as much as it has for people like us that are relatively newer when it comes to the band overall, because they're not a band that I've spent a lot of time on. I'm familiar with them, but not hugely so. So it's good to see it getting a good response from the rusted on fan base. That's cool.
This album live would be cool.
It would be really fun, wouldn't it? You've got this would feel good in a room. It would really feel good. Like the Corner Hotel packed out would feel fucking great to this one, I reckon. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Nikki's on Adelaide and Magic Dirt on the bill too. Good to see. Oh, okay. Magic Dirt on the Uncaged lineup. So that's what that's all about there. So that's the Uncaged lineup. Here we go. Nudes. I knew he'd be here for this one. Definitely top 10 album for me. Frequencies, Backpack Sweat. Yeah, that's a good one. And Shoot Me in the Back favorites. Always great live. Good to see Shoot Me in the Back getting a nod all around. So that might be the track here as well. I don't know what this is about, Benjamin, but someone apparently who has a fur ball. I don't know what's going on with that one, but Benjamin always tends to come in and...
I think Diane was sneezing. That could have been it.
Hi, Di. That might be what it was. Okay, I didn't hear that coming through on my little speakers in here, but there we go. All right, let's move on to a band that we all love here at the show. Brendan, you tried to play this the other week. Tim actually picked the same track as you did for the next broadcast, so guess what? It's going in for the next one. This is the mighty Shihad. They've got a new album out, so we're going to give you a link to a track called Feel the Fire. So Shihad, Feel the Fire. It's in the comments. It's in the post description, so check out that whenever you feel like doing so, if you haven't already done so already. Going back to the sneeze there for a second before we get stuck into it, Benjamin goes, I heard it. Someone was sounded like someone was choking for a second, so that's so Di's made a cameo. What was that?
I assume that's what it was. I don't know.
Anyway, yes, Benjamin, we are going to New Zealand now. So this is Shihad, and the album is Old Gods. This is 10 tracks, 38 minutes, the 10th studio from the New Zealand band, released October 2021 via Warm Music. Produced by Adam Spark. 4 singles have been released so far, including Tear Down Those Names and Feel the Fire. This one sees a bit of a focus on world events of late, with a little catch cry of, if anger is an energy, then Old Gods would single-handedly power our capital, being Wellington, for a year. That is the go. That's their little selling point on this one. So, Brendan, you're still leaving us after this one, are you? Or are you going to make it through for the last one as well?
I got a chance to listen to it, so we're all good.
All right, cool. So if you're going to be here for Tremonti, you go first on this one.
Tremonti?
Trivium.
Oh, sorry, Trivium. Fuck me. Sorry, Trivium. Anyway, yes.
Throw me another fucking curveball at it. Like,
no, I've got to do something to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, well, very good. No, I love Shihad. This album is really, really cool. If I don't know, the production of this band's just been incredible for so fucking long now. Like, back to like the General Electric, which is like one of my favorite. I was going to say Aussie albums. They get me in trouble. Australasian albums of all time. It sounded. Well, I live in Melbourne. Fuck it.
Well, not anymore. John's back in New Zealand now.
Well, I don't blame him.
No, well, neither do I.
any reason to get out of Melbourne last year and a half. Great band, great album. They sound incredible. They really know. Who does production? Is it Tom, the drummer?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Well, I
yes.
put it in.
He does have a studio.
Okay,
Yeah.
That might be it then. I didn't have a note for it.
Yeah, but shit, he's he's dialed in. He just knows how to get the best out of this band. It's a full sound. If there's a criticism of this album in particular, I probably would have liked a bit more variety in it. It does one pace at a couple of points. But Jesus, I'm being overly critical. It's awesome. It sounds great. If you like Shihad, you'll like it. If you haven't been a fan, you probably won't. I am a fan, so I did.
Yep.
You know, I wouldn't say it's in my sort of top 3 Shihad albums of all time, but if they've had 10, it's probably sitting around the middle somewhere.
Okay, cool. All right.
So, look, really cool album. I liked it. Feel the Fire was amazing. Old God, the Hill song, I thought really.
Okay. Yep.
Always interesting to listen to this band. They got a lot to say, and they're great. So,
yeah. I love a band that's got something to say, but for now, Tim, what about you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this band as well. And while I agree, I think, it is a little bit one pace, I do think it is just short enough to make it a good listen. It also doesn't hang around. I think it's only like half an hour or just 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's half hour. Like but
there's only 10 tracks on there, so I'm totally okay with that. And especially, even though there is that one pace, there's plenty. They've got plenty to say. There's a very angry listen, and that sort of pace gives it that kind of fight song feel, which I do quite like. And there's a lot of big riffs on here. There's big grooves. Stunningly fantastic. Phenomenal hi-hat sound as well. It just blends with everything else. The lyrics are fantastic, and if you're a fan of Shihad, you're going to really enjoy this album. And if you're a fan of, if you're a a sort of 2000s hard rock guy that hasn't got into Shihad, I think you're really missing out because they really are a fantastically underrated band. They're really, really good at what they do. Old Guards and Feel the Fire were my highlights as well. 8.5 out of 10.
Nice. A question for you, Tim, because you're the drummer in amongst us here tonight. Does the syncopation, do you think, help keep this thing moving along? I know that the pace doesn't change a heap. It does move, but does the drumming patterns, that for me, that was enough of a change.
Yeah, it does.
What about you?
It does. But they also play off the guitar tones as well, because the guitar tones are more or less playing quarter notes. But that's the secret to rock and roll. The secret to rock and roll is dotted eighth notes going against straight eighth notes. So you swing out and then you come back in.
Yeah.
So if you think of Little Richard on the piano go bop, 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 and then Earl Palmer's playing that shuffle behind, and you swing out and you come back in. That's the whole secret to rock and roll.
Yep.
And you hear it here as well.
Yeah. Because that was an element that stood out to me on this one, was the pacing. The length is just right for it. That just over half-hour listen is very smart, because it isn't overly pace change. Like Feel the Fire is probably the most different song on the record, and it comes at the right time too. It's like the real oasis in the middle of the record. But the rest of it is really aggressive with
the
its
other thing
intent.
is too. Dynamics changed.
Yes. And
dynamics changed quite a lot through here, and that's your there are a lot of loud, soft moments in here as well that help open it up and bring it down and create your tension that way.
Different push and pull, different things come to the front. Like some things, the drums way out, then the bass will take it, then the vocal will take it, then the guitars. Everything has its time out the front, like the mixing shifted to suit really nicely. That was across the whole record, like you were saying there too. But I found that byplay between the drums and the guitars, including the bass, like the rhythm of this one was really crucial to how well it flew by and how easy it is to listen to. And I liked how they did things as well, like panning on this one to bring different vibes songs. There were certain songs where things would start off hard pan left, and then something would come in on the right, and then it's just shift, and so the whole sonic shifted to the center of it as well. All those little things, the attention to detail makes this one really engaging to listen to it and sucks you in. The lyrical content is great. I love the storytelling and how there's bites to these lyrics. John, he's on the record saying he wants to use his art to make statements, and he does that, especially on this record. This is one of those ones where you'll listen to it 5-10 years from now, and you'll know when it was done. You'll feel it, but at the same time, it's like it'll be a looking back thing, but not time stamped. It's one of those ones where it'll be a perennial album anyway, even though it's come from the era we're in today. It's inspired by what's going on in the world, but it'll feel fresh and relevant no matter what happens in the next 10 to 20 years, because society's not going to move that far away from where we are in this time frame now by the time that comes around. So it's gonna hold up very well for a very long time. You compare this one to Ministry's last album, and Ministry's gonna be very, very cut and dried when it was done. This one's gonna be a lot more vague in that approach. I think that you get a bit more diversity in the second half of this one. This is great though. Great tones, great riffs, great vibe, great energy, great attack on the songs. And yeah, if you like things that are, lyrically intense, loaded with emotive weight, and then, like I said, has that really nice emotive island with Feel the Fire, which, by the way, a shout out to the clip too. That clip is so simple, but so, I don't know, it gets the emotions stirring as well, because of the whole thing, but they're all in lockdown, then they get together in the room and they break the room apart and go running into the beach kind of thing. I think that's a song that, as we sit here in lockdown for 260 odd days, where it is now, that's a moment that you sit there and go, fuck, I can't wait for that one there to kick through for us. But it's a great album. If it's been covered, like what you guys said, if you like anything from the 2000s on, this is well worth checking out. Even if you haven't, these guys write such good songs with really good melodies and the power and the riff. Give it a listen. It'll make you happy, I think. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 as well. Little Demons, I really enjoyed that track. That one really kicked out at me. But also the Hill Song and Feel the Fire were my other standouts on this one too. So there we go. Pretty uniform opinion there. We'll move on to Trivium, not Tremonti, in just a second. I'll get to the comments first, though, while I throw myself in the bin for being a dickhead on that one. So what do we got here? So Nikki was excited. She had fuck yes. Benjamin says, seriously awesome production. I loved the mix on this one. I know it's that sort of very modern guitar sound kind of thing. It's a bit digitized on the edge, but I love the attention to detail. Benjamin also says, Heavy was fucking sweet. This album is everything you need from a follow-up.
Yeah,
and he also said, Tom Larkin does have a great studio too. So we're getting all the inside goss here because Nikki says, I have the most amazing footage of John and Shihad I took from side of stage on an old Nokia. I should dig it up. Spectacular. Yes, you should, Nikki. I want that footage. But she goes, hashtag perks of dating the audio engineer. So there we go. That's from way back in time there. And then when Tim was doing his review, Nikki chimed in with, all I heard is Tim likes to swing. So there's your 8th and 1/4 notes there. Benjamin 5 Eyes for Heavy. Yes, that was an interesting one there. But Benjamin also says, Head Like a Hole, Shihad and Wheat are all amazing New Zealand bands. R.I.P. Buzz, Aaron, Tacona. Yeah, Head Like a Hole, they're pretty cool too. So that's not bad at all. All right, main event time. Let's get on to the main event. And this one will be interesting to see how it goes. This is Trivium. So we're going to put the link to the latest from them, which is the Phalanx. So Trivium is the band. The reference track is the Phalanx. It's about a 7+ minute long epic as well. So, just while you're doing nothing with your time. But yeah, check out that one while we give our review here of the latest. It's in the comments and it's in the description. So this is Trivium with In the Court of the Dragon. 10 tracks, 52 minutes. The 10th studio album, the American band, released October 2021 via Roadrunner Records. Produced by Josh Wilbur. 3 singles have been released, including the title track and Feast of Fire. The third single, which is the Phalanx, saw the band team up with Bethesda Game Studios to release a clip that blended the band with the Elder Scrolls. And the opening instrumental on this one, too, is a piece composed by and performed by Isan of Emperor, just to break things up there. Tim, over to you.
Isan is the fucking man. If you haven't heard his solo album, by the way, incredible stuff. But on to Trivium. Now, Trivium, honestly, one of my favorite bands right up until the In Waves tour finished. And then I just kind of forgot about them.
Right, yeah.
And why that happened, I really don't know. Because I kind of they were real one of the original metalcore bands that sort of struck it huge, and then was it the Crusade, which was just kind of like Justice for All B-sides, and then Shogun came out, it was really good, and then In Waves came out, it was really good, and then for whatever reason I just kind of stopped listening to it, and then. Yep. So this is really the first introduction because I've listened to them in that time. I just haven't listened to any of the new stuff. And why that is, I don't really know because they are a really good band. And what I loved about listening to this album is that it was kind of like, they took little bits from all their earlier albums and just kind of mushed it together into one kind of Trivium-esque sounding sound, and then just wrote songs around that, and it works really stunningly well. Because I mean, it's more, the songwriting is much more intricate and well put together than an album like Shogun or In Waves, but it's also much catchier and much more melodic than the Justice B-sides album that I can't remember. I can see the cover in my face now, but the third album.
That's the Crusade.
That's the one. You know the one I'm talking about. And it is a really, really fantastic album. I love the artwork. I think the stories are really well told together. Drumming's fantastic. The new drummer, he's been in the band for nearly 10 years now. But he's fucking awesome. Guitars are great, as you'd expect from Trivium, and it's really, really fantastically well put together. And it's these guys are amazing to think that this band's almost like a 20-year veteran now of heavy metal. So it's really fantastic to see, and I thought this was a really, really good album. I think everybody should listen to this if you're a fan of anything to do with heavy metal. Like a Sword Over Damocles was my highlight, and 9 out of 10.
Nice. All right. Brendan, I know you're a fan or have paid more attention than I have in the past to Trivium for sure.
Yeah, Trivium, they're a band I fall in and out of love with. Yeah, the earlier stuff, I liked some tracks and didn't like others because I don't particularly like their guttural vocal on it.
Yep.
And never really have. So my favourite Trivia albums were like Vengeance Falls and Silence in the Snow, which, a lot of Trivium fans don't rate as high, but they were kind of my favourite. So, this one was a bit different for me. So I kind of found myself falling in and out of love with it all the way through. It was it's performed phenomenally, but as amazing as the drumming is, it does sound a little click to track for me.
Okay.
Just a little. Yeah, I can hear a lot of studio in it. I don't like that. I like it to be more organic and stuff. But that I'm amazed it's a single because the Phalanx was the song that really, to me, made me sit up straight in my chair, and it was amazing. I'm surprised it's the last track on the album.
Okay.
Because, to me, it really brought the whole fucking thing to life, and I went, "Whoa, holy shit! Where'd that come from?" And listen to that back again. So, it was interesting. And the fact they've released it as a single because it is a longer track. What'd you say, 7 odd minutes or something?
7 minutes plus. Yeah. Yep.
But that is by far the highlight on the album, I thought. But also I liked Like a Sword Over Damocles, which was a bit more screamo, but had more tuneful shit to it.
The hook in the chorus is good.
Yeah. It was a funny. It's a funny little album, and again, in my defense, I've only listened to it the once. Right
that felt like an Ascendancy song written during the Shogun era.
It probably did. And like I said, I've got to listen. To be fair, I have to listen to this again. I liked it, but I found myself sort of disappearing away and coming back in. So that could have been just where my brain was at. It could have been the album.
Yep.
I can't be sure yet. But I'll give it an 8. The Phalanx was certainly the track because that brought me right back into focus again. So I thought that was an amazing track.
Okay, nice. For me, it is that whole. There's a lot going on in this. Musically, there's heaps of beauty in space and just as many blast beats and just no nonsense riffs going on. Some fantastic and flashy lead work, which you expect from these guys. But you got the vocals, which are growly on one hand, and then beautiful melodic and soaring on the other one. And for me, it was the reason why I said Tremonti before is because I reckon these guys and Tremonti touring on the current albums would be a great fucking show. I think they'd work well together. What I liked about this one is, I know that some people, it's a weird thing because this band seems to have found that niche where they've managed to. They were really heavy to start with. I don't know the band that well, but I know they were much more screamo oriented early on. They did the melodic stuff when Matt blew his voice out and had to change things up a bit for himself, and then they've now found a way to meld the two worlds of this band together into one. I think it actually works really, really well. This format, it's well done. The composition's great. The stories are good in the songs. The storytelling in the writing of the music as well is really cool. Like the emotive weight given to bits and pieces within these songs is really well done. They built the drama, they put things down. The long tracks on this one, 7+ minutes, there's 3 of them on here, and all of them really flow nicely. And for a band that does a lot of blast beats and gets really aggressive, to build 7-minute songs, for me, is a relatively neat trick. It'd be curious to get Dave's thoughts on those longer songs, because you know how much we all know how much he loves those tracks, but it'd be curious to get him to check out those ones. I know we said in our chat earlier on he likes the album, so that's that. But this is, I was thoroughly impressed. Like, I haven't listened to a heap of Trivium before. This is one of those ones where, okay, now I'm curious hearing this one. I'm like, hey, this is really well executed. The production is great. There's a lot of detail. For how heavy and noisy this is, I left headroom, no clipping, no bullshit. It was very clean production. I get what Brendan said about the maybe a bit too much to a click, but that suits what they're doing here as well at the same time. So for me, it all kind of ties together nicely. I thought it was well done. Hard to fault. If you like metal and you want it a bit more aggressive, but you want some melody in there too. And I think the balance is pretty much 50-50 in terms of how much melody and how much screaming is going on in this. I just thought it was really well executed. I don't know. I just think that they've done enough now to really be their own sort of band, their own sound on this music, and they sort of are cutting out away from the rest of the pack that tries to do this sort of stuff now as well. I think the execution is just bang on.
Yeah,
performance is fucking get out of here. Performance is fantastic, but I just think they've done enough now to sort of, okay, there's a lot of bands trying to make that balance work, and these guys are going, okay, we're stepping in front of you guys now. We're that 20 years of experience is really coming to the fore when it comes to this sort of stuff now. So they're doing a really good job, and really enjoyed this album personally, which I thought I'd like it. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really did enjoy this one. Feast of Fire, No Way Back Just Through. I loved the lyrics in that one. That was really cool. And also Fall Into Your Hands. That was another one of mine as well. But sort of like a sort of a Damocles, that hook in the chorus is really, really cool. But also like the Phalanx, the closer as well. That was another great track. So we all sort of cross over there a bit there. There's some different ones to go and check out. Got some cool comments coming through, which is nice. What do we got here? So Benjamin before said the song Heavy is about the Five Eyes country surveillance system, the Echelon, probably watching us right now, nosy fuck as well. I'm not worried because we're fucking live streaming anyway, so what are they going to do? So that doesn't faze me in the slightest. Sumalet says here, if they really teamed up with Bethesda, the song be filled with glitches. Sorry, gamer joke there, which is... I did laugh when that came through. Well done there. Sumalet also said, I never heard Trivium before, but I really like this. Might need to check out the full album. If you like the Phalanx, listen to the album. I think that's a fairly good entry point there. And he also said, or she, sorry, I'm not sure. And I think I might have found my number one cover art for 2021.
Yeah,
so
cool.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, very impressive cover art. Benjamin, he's always here. He says, I have Trivium CDs. They're a great guitar, or they have a great guitar player. But Nicky's jumped in saying, Mick, see our Mick, introduced me to Trivium. Would be curious to hear his thoughts on this one too. So yeah, Mick, I would love to hear what he thought of this one as well, even just in the chat. Just let us know, mate. And then Nicky said, we have the same taste. Brendan, just name my favorites as well. Benjamin says, singer isn't my favorite part of the band. Love some bits and hate some bits, which is, I get that though. I do understand it's a fair point to make there, but I just think...
Well, Matt Heafy's come a long way as a singer. If you go back and listen to Ascendancy, I mean, to find out that he's his voice screaming on that album is not a surprise.
Yeah. What were you saying, Brendan, as well?
The guitarist does a lot of the vocal too, because I saw him live supporting Slipknot.
Yeah, so he does the real early growly stuff now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense.
I didn't realize until I saw him live, and I went, "Oh shit, hang on."
So that's happened post Matt Heafy learning how to sing.
Yeah, okay. Cool. There you go. Well, that makes sense because I know that Matt had the issues with his voice, so I don't think he go back to doing the real.
Yeah. So Matt does the clean stuff and the half and half stuff, and Corey does the Corey stuff. Yeah.
No, that works well then. That they do a good job with it. Conrad said this thing. Sorry.
So that was a gig, let me tell you. Trivium and Slipknot. It was the day before Soundwave.
Yep.
I was like, fuck, that was a gig. That was a weekend. Jesus.
That was the Soundwave where you had like Lamb of God and Machine Head and System of a Down and I remember that one. I got there at like 12:30 to watch Gojira and just didn't leave the metal stage the whole day.
Sounds like a good day. Sounds like a really good day.
It was a good day.
Conrad said, I don't know their stuff. This is hardly crap. Solid enough. I want to check them out further, which is cool there. That's the whole point of this one too. We got a few comments in that regard here tonight. He goes, Benjamin says, I'll have to give it a whirl. Sounds interesting. And Conrad said, the metal tour of the year with Hatebreed, Trivium, Lamb of God, and Megadeth in the US has been a huge success. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good.
It would be, I imagine.
Well, you think
I can imagine, yes.
Yeah.
It's a fair caliber of artists there to draw some tickets, I think. Lamb of God's last few albums have been great too. Lamb of God's last few albums have been fucking killer.
Oh, they're all fantastic, man. They've never released a dud ever.
This is true. But I just particularly like the last couple. I really, really enjoyed those ones. They were both really good. The last two in particular.
Yeah.
But yeah, that concludes things for tonight. We'll get to a bin in just a second. Okay, I thought you were trying to wrap me up there, Brendan. Just the whole Anyway, we are moving on to the wrap-up side of things now. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, share, comment. All the usual things. Details are in the post or the description. Please do so. And if you're tuning in later on, not live with us tonight, we do appreciate your time. Hopefully you give us your thoughts as we move on as well. A big shout out to our Patreon supporters too, by the way, for Tim Caterson, Lee McDonald, Sonny Donabella, 16x9, Beck Mitchell, Carolyn Mallet, Jason Winch, Marty Powell, Sam Biondo, Trash Vegas, Andrew Heyman, Brendan, you're included in that, Daniel Bateman, and Gwyneth Richards. Thank you all for your support. I've changed a few things over on the Patreon side, so I'm giving some shout outs on our stream. So that's for those ones there. And while I'm talking about that sort of stuff, go and check out our Patreon page. I'm going to find a link for that one right now. And put it in the comments. Now, what I'm pushing at the moment is the gold coin donation level, which is like $2 a month. So what that is, and that'll get you something like, what did I tell you the other day, Tim? Something like 50 new songs a week to go and check out from just what comes through the inbox of the Hard Rock Show. It just gives you a little Patreon feed that'll give you that. So just check it out. There's other tiers there as well, but that's the one, I figure if you can just sort of give us a gold coin donation, the old cliche here in Australia, that'd be fantastic if you are so inclined to do so. If not, it's all good, but it's just one of those things there. Just trying to get a bit of a plug. You can check us out on TV as well. 10 p.m. Thursday nights on Channel 44 in Adelaide and 10:30 p.m. On Saturday nights on Channel 31 in Melbourne. And our next special episode is all to do with Slipknot, which is, of course, to do with Halloween coming up at the end of this month. Brendan, you reckon you're going to jump in for that one, at least for the Slipknot albums?
Oh, fuck yeah. I have to get in for that. I'll find a way. Yeah. Very little preparation required.
Yeah, I figured maybe not the outside stuff, but at least the 6 Slipknot albums, you could jump in on that one pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool. That's what's coming up at the end of October. At the end of November is Motley Crue, and then we're into Christmas after that, which is going to be all sorts of silliness for the end of the year coming up. And our next stream will be on Thursday night. We're going to talk about Gus G, Eclipse, and AC/DC as well. So that is coming up on Thursday, a classic from AC/DC being Who Made Who, being the one for this Thursday night sort of retro review. But I think that's kind of all the bookkeeping sorted out. I do want to give a quick plug also to our Hot Rockin' playlist on Spotify, because there's a lot of stuff that we talk about it comes through the emails which I send through to this playlist. So we want to get more followers on, because this playlist on Spotify, if you follow one playlist of ours, follow this one, because it rotates through completely. I put about 10 tracks cycling through a day on this one, so it's always fresh, always up to date, and it's all the stuff that comes through the inbox for new tracks, so local, international, whatever. It's a great melting pot, great artists on there, so you want to check it out and follow that one on Spotify if you'd be so kind. Nerds, I've got your email as well. I will get back to that very, very soon. It's got to work out a way to make that all tick over for you. And Dean is a good supporter of ours over on Patreon, saying get on the Patreon, guys, support the show. Thank you for the kind words there, our good friend. He's also said, looking forward to the Eclipse and AC/DC album reviews. I'm pretty sure Dave's keen for at least the Eclipse review, so we'll see what happens on Thursday night. But I think that's all the stuff I want to really give a shout-out to tonight. We'll move on to everyone's favourite part of the week, and that is to the bin. So, Tim, I know it's still isolation life for you, but what are you putting in the bin today?
Man, I'm going to put myself in the bin because I really got nothing else to put in the bin.
Okay.
My life is pretty good right now. Because everything is already closed. I can't do anything. So I'm just sitting here, man. I watched the GCW pay-per-view on Sunday. I've been in my room watching Wilder and Fury. Just been playing Xbox. It's fucking great.
Tim, the isolation king.
Yeah, like if you've had a jab, like make yourself a close contact while everything is closed. Like it's worth it.
And get the $1,500 from the government while you're at it. Actually, it's not a bad call.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
especially if you're in Victoria and you get paid for it. So,
if you miss the Orange Christmas party, though, I'll be very upset.
Yeah, well.
Hey, look, if it happened this week, I might have missed it. So,
yeah. We're good.
We'll have to do it.
No, I'm looking forward to that. That's the highlight of my year.
Yeah. All right. Brendan, what about you? What do you got for the bin?
I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. One of my favourite stand-up comedians being Bill Burr, but we all know that fucking newspaper sites, news sites are all about clickbait, making you click through. And
yeah,
I couldn't resist. I clicked on something I knew I shouldn't have. It's my own fucking fault. But there was controversy on Renee Zellweger's fucking latest movie. All these things I couldn't give a fuck about, yet for some reason I clicked through.
Bored?
The controversy is that she was filmed wearing a fat suit to play a role as someone else. Now listen, dipshits, it's called acting. If you were just playing yourself, that would be one thing. But fuck me. The Bill Burr one is like Bryan Cranston, who we all know from bloody
Breaking Bad.
And God knows what
Malcolm
else.
in the Middle.
He got shit when he played a fucking quadriplegic, and everyone's like, "Well, why is an able-bodied person playing a fucking someone with disability?" Seriously.
Well, we need more representation for fat actors.
Yeah, seriously, that's something that should be encouraged. You know, Tim and I, people that look like us. You know?
There's not enough of us walking around.
There is too many of us walking around. Let's be honest.
Hey, you blokes are on TV all the time, so you got that much going for you.
What's next? I mean, Dustin Hoffman's going to get shit for playing Rain Man fucking 30 years ago. It's fucking absurd. It is called acting.
Hold up, does this mean... Actually, I'm not going to say that because it's going to get me in trouble.
Oh, well.
All right, fuck it. Does this mean Michael J. Fox can now play Muhammad Ali?
That's right. He absolutely can, provided that Muhammad Ali is now a white guy.
Yeah, well, there's a different. That's where the slippery slope really kicks into play, doesn't it?
The whole thing's dumb, mate. Even the guy voicing Cleveland on Family Guy had to be changed because he was white. It's like back to the Apu thing. Like, it's just like, it is acting. You know, I know,
it's make-believe.
We've moved past blackface, and that's a good thing. And brownface, those things. That's wonderful. But fucking seriously, fat suit when you're playing? Forget it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. This is going well tonight. I'll bring us back from the brink and put something much more mundane in the bin tonight. And Tim, you know this one from the TV session that's going to air very soon, but I ordered some stuff through JB Hi-Fi, which went to Toll. And it finally, you know what arrived today? Tim today. Sorry, you know what arrived? Tim, it arrived today. Fuck. So it took...
It's nearly 2 weeks.
Yeah, for overnight freight, it took from September 29 till October 11 to come through, which is just fucking brilliant. Now, I know there are freight delays and stuff going on, but that's insane. Also, the package arrived in shit condition. So far, everything works, so I'm hopeful it's all going to be okay, but that was fucking horrible. And I got the package like, oh, fuck. And then on top of that, when you make the actual purchase, because when you go to JB Hi-Fi, you put it in and like they give all these options, like you can go to the store, click and collect, but I couldn't do that. And then it's okay, they'll send it out to you and you can get like, next day delivery or 4-hour delivery kind of thing. That doesn't include the shit you got to get from WA, the fuckers. So they don't tell you that when you pay it. So after they get your money, that's when you go, oh, hang on, WA, it's coming. And that's when it takes 2 fucking weeks. So fuck you, JB Hi-Fi and Toll, fucking both of you in the bin. And also on that note, just freight in general, because I'm also trying to get my Halloween decorations sorted out. You guys saw my nice big new black cat, which is fantastic. That's cool. You guys haven't said the best part about that one is that the head fucking moves side to side with the lights lighting up too, like the eyes lighting up. That's
pretty awesome.
That's going to be so cool at the front. But there's other stuff too. But all the freight companies are fucked over all the people you buy this stuff from. So trying to make sure you actually get Halloween decorations in time for Halloween is fucking hard right now. So fuck the lot of you. Sort your shit.
I agree. I've been waiting on my copy of Rain in Blood on vinyl from JB Hi-Fi for a month.
Wow. Fucking
hell. It hasn't been shipped yet.
Wow. Fuck. See, my parcel, get this, left. It went out of depot in Melbourne on October 1st.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's fucking stupid. I rang up twice to try and find what was going on, and the fucking call center. And I don't blame the call center people because they're not going to get an answer from the depot, so it's not their fault. But it's just fuck me. You get no help, nothing. It's a complete fucking joke.
Well, I sat on 20 minutes today trying to find out where the album was and just gave up and hung up again. So.
Fuck, that's bad. It's really bad, isn't it? So
I mean, and this is Rain in Blood. This is important.
It is. It's life or death.
That is important.
God damn.
Did you see Dave Lombardo's post about that?
No. Okay.
No, you put up this really nice thing about it. It was like I was 20 years old when I recorded this album, and this little story about it. It was really cool.
Yeah, he was saying no click track, no this, just pure fury kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to see that one. All right.
That's insane that their album's done no click. Can you imagine trying to record that with no click? Fuck.
Yeah. It'd be different times now, but that's cool.
Newsflash, Slayer are really good at what they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
As long as you're not trying to follow traditional scales, they're fine.
Hey, look, man, Kerry cops flack, but Kerry's a great rhythm player.
Mate.
Yeah, hey, rhythm good, lead not so much.
I've seen that, but that's 90% of your song, man. I've seen Slayer live fucking 4 or 5 times now, and that dude barely plays it. That dude's barely off the mark. Him and James Hetfield together.
Yeah, rhythm is great.
Slayer atonal madness, and I just think that sums it up. It's
but
the music rule book, they've thrown it out, and they do that.
But they suit the band as well.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear intricate bullshit with Slayer. I just want chaos and madness.
I want to hear
you get that
doomy fucking riffs and guitar solos that sound like a dial-up tone. That's what I want.
And like fantastic double bass.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Array is fucking good. So there we go. Oh, sorry, the drums as well. But yeah, the amount of drummers that I go through that are fucking solid.
Yeah.
Like they haven't had a dud drummer, and that's pretty fucking important for that band. Yeah, Slayer.
No, because there's the 2 main ones. There's Lombardo and
Bostaff.
Yeah, Paul Bostaff. But I mean, I saw them with and Denny as well.
Oh, really?
Who did the tour when they toured here like a week after Lombardo quit last time. For the last time, because he was already touring with Anthrax. Because that was when Charlie wasn't allowed into the country.
Yeah.
And he was fucking awesome.
Yep.
There
you go. I'm not the Slayer aficionado. That's you guys.
And that was also the first. That was one of the early Gary Holt tours as well.
Okay.
Because Gary, that was his second. Gary did the European tour, and they did the US tour with Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse.
Ah.
And then they did the then just Gary Holt became the full timer.
Okay.
After that, cool. So yeah.
All right. Nikki put up before, I'm putting the THRS crew in the bin. Our chat is dominated by men in Lycra, and I don't mean Steel Panther or Van Halen. Wrestling dudes, I have no fucking idea on. So she's putting all of us in the bin and chatting about wrestling in the group chat we got going on behind the scenes.
We do that.
We do a lot of that. So goes controversy on Monday nights, the Hard Rock Show. You won't believe how they rate the Hard-Ons. So I think that was actually pretty good overall. Beck was having a good chuckle at our stuff before, and Nikki said, so the voice artist for Bart is a chick. Change her, for fuck's sake. Nicole joined us late on YouTube. Yeah, that's a good point. But Nicole, late. Hi all. Good to see you here. Glad you tuned in toward the end. You can always go back to the start and watch again later on. Sally said, what are JB doing? A month Slayer, which is the important stuff there. I think he's gone, I have some Dollaroonies to spend at JB, going to wait for reopening, not even waiting for delivery yet. Don't do delivery. Do not do delivery. I think that the stuff that I bought, I should have gotten through my daughter who works at Office Works, been better off in that regard as opposed to trying through JB.
We're too close.
What was that?
We're too close now. Give up on delivery. We're too close.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it.
To be honest, because I've gotten stuff delivered from them as well, but not in lockdown time.
Normally
outside of lockdown time, when everything's quieter, then they're pretty good. But
there's probably more great company than JB, to be honest with you, except Slayer, which hasn't left yet. So fuck those guys.
Conrad said, well said, I'm finding domestic purchases taking longer than international to arrive through the post. That's a good point as well. A lot of people have, it's been pretty fucking nuts. And over on Twitch, our first comment on Twitch for tonight. The way of the goose is more powerful than the Jedi working at 7-Eleven. Thank you for sharing.
That is true.
Yeah, it's
That is true. I did slay all the fun size Mars bars.
All I can think of right now is that the goose game, where the goose runs around fucking ripping people up. And stuff.
Yeah, when you're like a goose, your goal is to be an asshole.
Yeah, the goal is to be a prick to everyone in sight. That's all I can think of.
Honk.
Brendan's sitting there going, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Brendan, yeah. After we're done, Google just the goose game, and you'll know. And
I think it's like honking goose or something.
Something like that, yeah. And speaking of that, Insane also says, "May the honk be with you." So right back at you. Thanks for joining us over there on Twitch. Why is Twitch kicking off at the end of the broadcast? But someone then just have a don't poke the bear.
Oh, hello.
I don't know, but don't poke the bear over on Twitch's join us too. So thank you for joining us. Sumaleth, Untitled Goose Game. I figured you'd come through with the goods for us, because I know you are involved in that space. So there we go. It's the Untitled Goose Game. That's the answer to the question there. Benjamin says, you guys are awesome as fuck. So thank you for joining us tonight. Nudes has gone Duck Duck Goose, that game. No, not that game, but that's another one you can play as well if you really want to. Nikki's gone, oh, put the cunt from eBay who sold me Surfing with the Alien in the bin, scratching the title track. No. So that's one for Nikki there. That's pretty nasty. Don't do that to people. And Insane is back again. My melting brain is as random as the dish that ran over the spoon to the Love Motel. There we go. We've hit that time of the night where it's all I can think of is a little dog laugh to see so much fun. And the dish ran over the spoon, and that's about where we're going to leave things tonight. Quick question here. Judging by all the equipment behind, does Brendan play in a band, or did he? Conrad's obviously relatively new, so both of you in a band together, and Tim has another band as well. So give your bands a quick plug here before we do get out of here tonight.
Hang on. Talk, Tim.
Yeah, so first band I'm in is Arcane Saints, hard rock band. New album due soon. It was supposed to be due later this year, but we've got new stuff with a video. And Hit the Damn Orange, as Brendan holds up the fucking LP. Fucking fantastic hard rock band from Melbourne. Taking the piff with wonderful splattered coloured vinyl.
Oh yeah,
black and orange vinyl that is just fucking badass. If you pick up an album from us, we'll send you some orange pics and the CD as well. Which you should definitely do, because It is a fantastic listen, if I do say so myself.
It's a cracking album. And I know you guys hate it being said, but I do love the fucking album you guys have put out this year. So we're looking forward to getting the Arcane Saints one as well for everyone to hear out there.
We're not comfortable with compliments. We are comfortable with sales. So.
On that note, Dean before says what the goose is going on, so that's one of those ones there. But Benjamin's gone, let's put the bin in the bin like one of those Russian babushka dolls that get smaller and smaller. So that's what we're going to do with the bin there. Cool. We have talked about making some bin merch before. Sally's gone with the bin emoticon or whatever it is there. That's pretty cool. And Conrad's gone cheers as well. Insane says every time a toilet flushes, to Beaver punches an angel. So this is like that. This is like
he's got to write some lyrics. He's good.
Yeah, we were saying before. Tim and I were talking last time that this is like the Rob Zombie album title generator kind of thing. Like this, that's the effect we're going for here tonight, I reckon, which is cool. Nude says both bands are great. Nikki says Brendan's a consummate songwriter. Conrad, check out Muntbolt. That is a true story as well. One of your finer moments there all around. And Benjamin said, I'd like to see that 20 bins of all that come out of that big one. We could arrange that at some point. And also, Don't Poke the Bear says, laugh my ass off, best plug ever. So there you go, guys. There's a good plug for Eat the Damn Oranges album. Sally says, lol. Nude says, Eat the Damn Orange is my top 10 for the year. Very, very nice. Insane gives us a bunch of icons there. Mr. Dead, hi, guys. Thank you for joining us. We are getting out of here, but you can also go back to the start. And that's it. And then Nikki's gone insane. Is Nikki insane? He's checking my boxes. I don't fucking know what's going on. But my battery's running very, very low now, apparently. So we do have to get out of here. So what happens when you're powering cameras and microphones and everything else as well. One last one. If you find Kermit the Frog, tell him to stop banging my chicken sandwich. So I would have thought the
I thought it would be pork sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
definitely.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's two-timing, and away you go. Beck's gone, I can relate so much of this. 4-year-olds Duck Duck Goose and Babushka Doll. So there we go. And Nicole's gone, I'm an hour behind up here. So there we go. Everyone's on the time difference delay and stuff. But we got to get out of here. Like I said, my battery's back.
Yeah. Daylight savings.
This time of the year
wasn't it Gonzo that was fucking a chicken? Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter.
This is a weird segue, but we can explore this one.
Gonzo was married to a chicken called fucking.
That's right, he was too.
So I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
That guy was talking nonsense. I'm saying shit's historical.
Yes, and Kermit steals my McChicken from in the same concept there. So
Gonzo stole him a chicken.
Gonzo is a chicken.
Yeah, Kermit's got the pork sandwich.
Yeah, he sold you spam burger, mate.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Yeah, quick move on.
He's got bacon up and. Although there is no better combination than chicken and bacon.
This is true. This is very true. This
Which
is very
explains
true.
Kermit and Gonzo's friendship. So it's all.
Okay. I see where we're going now. All right. Here we go. So just don't get the frog legs on top of it. That's all. All right, let's get out of here. We've got some comments going. But thank you everyone for joining us tonight. It's been a whole lot of fun. Obviously, it gets a bit off the rails when we start doing some silly shit lists, but that's half the fun with all the comments getting involved. So thank you everyone for joining in tonight. It's been a blast. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Until next time, though, I'm Andrew.
Brendan.
Tim.
As always,
drink up.
Rock on.
Rusev Day.
Yeah.
Bye.